Well, hello, Aaron here. I'm going to show you a very simple finger picking song that I like to use to kind of introduce people to the idea of finger picking. I think it's a great song because it's simple, but yet it's still pretty. And so it's in the key of C. And so the chords are going to be C, A minor, F, and G. And I'll show you those here in just a moment. And so without any further ado, let's go ahead and switch the camera down and we will get started. Okay, well first let's talk about the chords. So we're going to be playing a C chord, okay? And C chord's going to look just like that, okay? We're going to have on the A string on the 3rd fret, we're going to have on the D string on the 2nd fret, and the B string on the 1st fret, okay? We're going to have A minor, which is literally exactly the same, except for we take our finger that was on the A string on the 3rd fret and we move it to the G string and the 2nd fret. Okay? And then we're going to play an F, and the way we're going to play our F is a lot like our C, but we're going to move this finger over to the G and this finger over to the D, just like that. And then for the G, we're going to move that whole progression, that whole finger pattern up 2 frets. Okay? And I forgot to mention for our A minor, actually, we're going to skip this finger that's on the G string. We're actually going to take it off. So our A minor is like this. So we got 2nd fret on the D and on the B string on the 1st fret. Okay? So it's gonna go like this. Okay, so before we go any further, let's talk about some finger picking basics. So finger picking basics, number 1, hand position, okay? Your thumb doesn't do this. It's going to go on the back, right in the center, and it's not going to do this. We're actually going to do this, okay? And the reason for that is because we need to get our fingers coming directly down onto the string, not sideways. If I got my thumb up here, now I'm muting my E string with this. Okay, so the idea is that we would get 2 fingers width between the fretboard and your hand, obviously depending on your hand size, okay? So we call this left hand posture, like that. Not like this, not like this, but like this, okay? Just like that. Now, we've got our right hand posture. Right hand posture, my wrist is gonna come so that when I'm plucking the strings, I'm plucking up on the strings and not sideways, because you get that scratchy sound, okay? The other thing is we're gonna anchor. Anchor means that our hand stays the same no matter what you're playing. Okay, so I'm not pulling off, I'm not coming up and down, I'm just anchored right here. The only time that we move is when we change the strings that we're playing. So for my F, instead of playing my root with my thumb on the A, my thumb is now on the D. So everything has to move down. That's okay. Okay. But right hand posture means that our hand is anchored and we're plucking up and not sideways on the strings, okay? That's very important. Now let's talk about this song specifically. Our finger picking pattern is very simple. We're gonna do thumb, and then we're gonna do our pointer finger on the D, we're gonna do our middle finger on the G string, and our ring finger on the B, and we're gonna cycle those through. So, and then back down. So we're not hitting the B twice. We're not gonna, okay, we're not doing that. We're just once, just go back and forth just like that. And then A minor. And then F. When the F, now everything moves down one string, so our thumb is going to be on the D string. Move your left hand up 2 frets. Then back to C. Alright, so I'm going to play the whole thing so you can see it. I'm going to play it nice and slow. Alright, and here it is full speed. Alright, nice and simple. Okay, so this is a great song for learning to fingerpick. If you're getting a bunch of buzzed strings, you can hear that little buzzing in there. Probably what that is one of these fingers bumping up another string. So what I would do is just make sure that your hand posture is correct, okay? The other thing that it might be is maybe you're too far away from the fret. So if your finger's back here, okay, you're gonna get buzzing, but if you move it up, okay, so it might be that as well. If you're getting muted strings, something like that, probably a good indicator that your hand posture is not great and your fingers are laying against other strings. So just double check that your thumb is where it should be. Double check that you got 2 finger spacing that way, okay? If you've got certain strings that sound out of tune and you know that you've tuned up, so it might sound something like this. Okay, slightly out of tune. It's an indicator that maybe you're pulling down or pushing up on your strings. So again, make sure hand posture that you're pushing down and not pushing sideways to where you're bending your strings out of position. Okay, some things just to kind of be aware of. This is a really great song for getting started. The fun thing is you can add more to it as you go. Extra melody notes, for instance, you could put your pinky on that B string on the 3rd fret. E string on the 3rd fret. All kinds of things. All kinds of fun little things that you can do with it. All right, well, I hope that video was helpful. I encourage you to practice your finger picking. I encourage you to always practice with a metronome. So for instance, you might practice this at 40 beats per minute. If you're practicing with a metronome, I would encourage you to practice that maybe with 8th notes or maybe with 16th notes to practice. Make sure that you're getting all of those beats in the measure right on. You can incrementally increase the beats per minute as you get better, but don't work on just going full speed right away, because you might be able to play it, but you might be flowing in and out of those beats per minute. So practice it slow. Slow and steady wins the race. Practice it slow, get it really good, and then speed it up. Just a couple practice tips for you. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them in the comments section below. Also, subscribe, that way you get notifications when I release new videos. All right, have a great day. Keep playing guitar.